Oh well, hello lovely Capricorn, how's it going? I hope you are really well. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Madam Butterfly, and you are so welcome here. You know, whether you're one of my lovely returning subscribers or whether you are completely new to the channel, you're so welcome here. And I just want to say thank you for taking the time to check out the reading. I appreciate it so much. We are going to do a general reading, so I'm just going to pull cards, and I've got lots of different cards to pull because I never get to play with lots of my beautiful decks that I have. So I'm just going to keep pulling cards until the message is complete and whatever messages need to come out. It's probably going to be quite a long reading, but obviously you don't have to watch it all at once, right? And hopefully it's going to resonate with you and you'll enjoy it and it'll be useful. And if it does, you know, if it is useful and all that kind of stuff and you feel like liking and subscribing for me, I would appreciate that very, very much, Capricorn. It really helps me a lot. Oh, that's a nice card to start with. All right, Capricorn, you have the Turtle. Be joyful and trusting. So this is the thing with Capricorn. You guys are old souls, all right? Like the Turtle, right? You're old souls. You've been here many, many times. You've been on different universes, different planets. You have a lot of knowledge. Often when you were little, even when you were hanging out with your little, you know, little friends, you may have been like the most mature, or you felt like you kind of knew more stuff than the other kids. Because it's a thing that Capricorns tend to, they're just very wise, and you usually are like, they usually are old souls. You know, you've had many incarnations, so you just kind of have more knowledge than a lot of people. You're also very traditional and you have very, very high standards. And you know, when I say traditional, I mean like in terms of like morality and the way that people should act, you know, like you have very specific views about like how people should be nice and like how people should act, you know, and all this kind of thing. And with this card, be joyful and trusting, people have definitely, they've been subpar. Right? They haven't met your standards of how like you think people should act morally over the years, right? They may have betrayed you, they may have done things that, I don't know, it may have even been something small, but to you it was a big thing, right? But they're saying it's time to get this joyful, trusting, it's time to get this back, all right? Like it's time to let go of things that people have maybe done in the past. Because you're actually ascending. You're actually ascending. This is the reason things have been so hard for you the last few months, because you've been doing a lot of purging, releasing the old, because you've been preparing for this ascension. Because that's often what happens, you know, because it's more difficult for you to ascend when you're carrying lots of heavy shit from the past. So, and you guys have been going through this for a few months now, which makes me think that it's a pretty big ascension you're about to go through. You're going to feel an awful lot lighter. And I have a feeling that you're supposed to do something when you're working with people. So obviously, I mean, if you're going to be working with people, it's kind of essential for you to be able to get yourself in a place where you're actually able to trust them again and be joyful. You know, because the thing is, people are always going to hurt you, Capricorn, right? They just are. It's an unfortunate thing, you know. People are always going to say mean things. People are always going to kind of let you down. I mean, not everyone will, but like the majority of people, you know, they're human, you know, they make mistakes. And it's the thing is, it's a lot easier when you think of people as like they're just doing the best they can, you know. And I know that's not always an excuse, but it kind of is, because you know, you can't really hold people when you're working at a higher level of consciousness. You can't really hold everyone to that standard, because not everybody is working at that level of consciousness, right? People can, you know, they're just doing what they can from where they are. And if you're at a place where you are able to ascend to a place where you can forgive them, that makes you somebody very, very powerful. So, and I feel like that's the place that you're getting to, because that is what we need in the world. Like, You know, people that can be like, okay, like, I forgive you. You know, instead of holding grudges and trying to one up people and getting into arguments and all this kind of stuff, the world doesn't need any more of that shit. You know, it needs people to be like, okay, look, like, I don't agree with what you said, but I understand that you're coming from a place of like where you don't like yourself, or you're unhappy, or I know that you probably just had a bad day when you said that, you know, and I'm not going to take it to heart, because it's not, but just because somebody said it to me doesn't mean it's true, right? I feel like that's the place that you've got to, so you're going to feel a lot lighter. I'm actually going to move straight into another deck, because I feel like that's the message from that deck. But you're a very old soul. This is why you have all the knowledge and the wisdom, and you may feel like it's difficult for you to actually find people who you can talk to, like who can kind of hold a conversation with you. Because you're not really ones for wanting to sit and talk about like the small talk. You know, you can do it, but you find it very, very boring. Okay, you have, yeah, we're going to take all of those. It's interesting that you have 2 brown ones. So you have chocolate. Oh, hungry. Hungry for chocolate. You have chocolate, nourish your body and soul. You have bronze, strengthen your body. Okay, so 2 cards about your body, right? So this might be a little push from spirit. Like, I don't know if you're, and hey, I'm not judging you. I'm terrible for not exercising and like not looking after my body. Like, I have to work really hard to get into any kind of routine about that, because if you let me, I would literally just sit and eat pizza all day long. Sit on my fat ass on the couch and drink Coke and eat pizza all day long. But I don't do that now, right? Because discipline and whatever. But yeah, feed your body, nourish your body. Like, if you even, I don't know if some of you kind of forget to eat, or sometimes you feel like you feel like, I don't know if there's some kind of block there. I'm not going to go too much into it because it might be a trigger for some of you, but make sure you're eating as much nourishing food as you can. Okay, and I feel like I feel like physical activity, like any kind of exercise that you could get, would be really, really good for you. I feel like in particular, maybe strengthening your stomach muscles would be really, really good for you. Like strengthening your core. Because it might actually help some of you with your posture. Like if you have a tendency to kind of be hunched over, I feel like strengthening your core would really help with your posture. But it also says nourish your soul as well. So make sure you're doing things, because Capricorn, you guys have a tendency to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you have a tendency to be kind of Spartan, like very, very harsh on yourself. Like, you set such high goals for yourself. You know, it's like, okay, so I have to have this, and this done. Or, you know, I shouldn't be sitting and watching, like, I don't know, Bob's Burgers or something. I should be watching a documentary. Like, watching something that I enjoy is like a waste of time, right? I should be watching like a documentary or something like this. You know, make sure you're also doing things not just to improve yourself, although obviously keep doing that. Like, make sure some of what you're doing is fun, you know, because you deserve to have fun. Like, that's one of the reasons that you're here. Like, yes, you should be improving yourself all the time, and like, yes, you should be like disciplined and things, but also you should have some fun, you know. And you have magenta here, connect to your deepest inner knowing. So you also have 2 5s here, because you have, excuse me, you have 14, and you have magenta, excuse me, which is a 5. So I actually feel like, a lot of you don't focus on your body enough. Like, I feel like you're too mentally based. I really feel like strengthening your body in some way, like in any way that you can, even if you can't work on your stomach, like anything that you could do, like going for a walk or like arm exercises, anything like that. because there's something to do with change here, because you have 2 5s. I really feel like focusing on like strengthening your body and making your body more nourished is going to actually help you connect to your true self. I feel like there's a connection there. Like it's going to really help you connect to your inner knowledge. It's almost like you need that release, is kind of what I'm picking up. It's almost like there's blockages in your body that need to be released, and they're going to be released through exercise. Like you might have, I don't know, you might have some stuck energy in your core or something that you need to work through. Like you might have stuck energy in your knees or something. But you're definitely going to be connecting to like knowledge, I think, that you've forgotten. Because we carry all this knowledge with us when we come through, right? Like when we reincarnate, like we carry all this knowledge through. Because you're Capricorn, so you've definitely, I would say almost for sure, have reincarnated here before. Like you've incarnated here before. So I feel like you're tapping into this knowledge that you already have. Okay, you have the 8 of Cups here, moving on, and it's come out underneath be joyful and trusting. I feel like, because the 8 of Cups talks about a spiritual journey, like getting on your true spiritual path and kind of being led by your intuition as well. Some of you may do well being around water. Like, I don't know if swimming would be a particularly good thing for you guys. Or just even if you have like a lake or a loch, as we say in Scotland, or like going to the beach or something like that, or even next to a river, anything like that. I feel like that would really help calm your mind. And I feel like with the 8 of Cups, like you're moving on from that place where you may have been kind of suspicious of people and like not wanting to open up, because maybe, you know, it's been like that one too many criticisms. Maybe you grew up with a lot of criticism, maybe you were bullied in school or something like that, or just there was like a relationship or like a group of friends or something that you had recently that was like, they were very critical, so it kind of made you go insular. But I feel like you're just in general, like you're moving away from kind of being suspicious of people and feeling like you have to be defensive. I feel like you're moving on from that, and it's leading you to your spiritual path because you're opening up. You have the 5 of Swords here, win or lose, next to, like underneath, nourish your body and soul. Yeah, you feel it's like it's like the Spartan thing again. Like you have this kind of mindset about like you can only let yourself have so much joy, and then you have to be disciplined. But that's like a kind of mindset that I feel like you need to get out of, because you're allowed to be happy, Capricorn. Like you're allowed to, you know, you're allowed to do things that make you happy. You don't always have to be super disciplined all the time. Okay, you also have the 4 of Swords here. Insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, seek relief from stress. So I really feel like exercise would really help you. I feel like you would get a lot of insights when you are exercising, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like maybe you don't focus on your body that much, and again, no judgment here, but I just feel like there's stuck energy or something in your body because you're not moving around enough. I feel like exercise would really help you. Also, you might physically need more sleep, or you might need to take some time off because your body is really tired. You might also be really stressed and kind of holding that in your body somewhere, like holding it in, because that might be why you're hunched over, because Capricorn, you have this thing where you feel like you have to fix the world, like you have to fix the whole world, And you don't. It's not your responsibility to fix the whole world. Like, you don't have to feel guilty about the state of the world. And you sitting watching like documentaries that are bumming you out all the time is not gonna fix the world. I'm not saying don't watch them. Definitely watch them. Definitely be informed, because that's half the battle. But also allow yourself to be happy. Like, take a break from that, because I feel like you're actually carrying stress and blocks in your body. And I do feel like if you start exercising, like, it'll release a lot of stuff, or even go for walks, you know, it'll remove a lot of these blocks. And it'll give you more insight. And let's get one more from this deck. What else for Capricorn, please? What else for Capricorn, please? Yeah, because I feel like with this win or lose, it's like you feel like you have to fight your body. It's like your body is the enemy. Do you know what I mean? It's like you need to get kind of more in sync with your body. And like what your soul wants and like what your soul is saying. I feel like you need to get more in sync with it, because it's almost like you're fighting it. Oh my god, look, 2 pink cards. So you have the 8 of Pentacles here, which is about learning something new, getting really good at something. Take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Consider getting additional education or training. So, and it's come out underneath this magenta, connect to your deepest inner knowing. So this could be about, I mean, you might well be reading books about kind of like spirituality or like a particular topic, but this is about connecting to what you already know. It's almost like you're going to be learning from yourself, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't make sense, but like you already know this stuff, so you may, I don't know, you may be taking a course or something like that, but it's almost like when you take the course, like, I don't know, say you take a course in like meditation or something like that, you're going to take the course and be like, I already know this, you know, or like you'll be reading a book about spirituality or like something to do with like reincarnation, and you'll be like, I already know this, you know. It's like when you study things, it kind of activates like information that was already there. It's like getting to know your inner self, like getting to know, like really getting in touch with yourself, like releases all this information that you already had. You could very well be learning something else though, you know, like for example, I don't know, maybe you're going to take like a Reiki course or something, or maybe like you're really, really good at, I don't know, there's something to do with your deepest inner knowing. So that could be spiritual, or that could be like another talent that you have that you've brought forward. Like maybe you're a really good writer, for example, you know, and you're finally kind of learning how to actually write to a standard where you could be published, you know what I mean? Because they have all those little, I don't know if you know about writing, but they have all these little like ways to edit it and stuff like that, and like ways that novels are written and things. So it could be something like that. I don't know if you'll be taking a course, but I definitely feel like you're going to be buying books on certain topics. Okay. Okay, so you have here underneath moving on, you have the 10 of Swords and you have the Death card, and you have the 5 of Pentacles and you have Temperance. So there's definitely been some kind of ending. This could be literally, you might be walking away from someone or a situation, but actually it feels, in general, it feels like, yeah, like you're embracing change, like you're expecting things to get better now. Like you're walking away from kind of negative mindsets that you've held about the past. And I feel like it is to do with like you didn't quite trust people, You know, like you were reluctant to let people in, you were reluctant to meet new people, you were reluctant to date people or work with them because there's stuff you were holding on to from the past. And that could even, you know, that could have been from a past life. You were holding on to stuff from a past life. But yeah, I see you like embracing change and moving on now. And you have this death card here, which is all about, you know, release. And like some of you may even have been in a dark night of the soul that you're moving on from, you know, the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation for sure. So you're like moving on from like a kind of negative mindset into like, I just feel like you're going to be feeling a lot more at peace with people in general. And I feel like it's people, you know, because I feel like you're very, very good with people, but you only let them a certain way in, right? Because you're like, well, I'm not fucking letting you in because I know what the last person did, or like I know what people like to do in general. I'm not letting you in so you can insult me, or like I'm not letting you in so you can like see my weaknesses and use them against me. And you have the 5 of Pentacles here. So this is coming in from the cold, all right? Because you've kind of, it's almost like you've been keeping yourself out in the cold, like away from other people, and you're coming in out of the cold now. And you have the Temperance here, like balance. So, you know, the balance card, this comes after like the release card, right? So it's like finding your balance again after something has ended. And also the Temperance card talks about like kind of negating, like evening out, balancing out positive and negative energy. So I feel like you're taking this negative energy from your past and like learning to neutralize it. That's the word I'm looking for. Learning to neutralize it so you can move on and you can be happy, you know, instead of being stuck in this like, because I know I've been there. I've been in that place where you're like, well, I'm just not going to talk to anyone because everyone's a bastard. You know, everybody's out to get me, everybody's out to hurt me, they're all going to say something mean, I'm just going to stop talking to people, and then they can't say mean things, right? But then you miss out on all the people that are really, really nice. You know, then you're missing out on like your soul tribe. And what is like, you know, that's just existing. That is just existing. That's not living. That's just existing. So I feel like you're learning how to kind of balance other people's kind of toxicity. Because I feel like your life purpose is something to do with like communicating with people. But obviously, like I said earlier, I think in order to do that, you know, you have to be more of a people person, right? And you can't do that if you're hiding away from people. You have the 7 of Pentacles here. Okay, let me just see if anything comes to me from that one. I'm going to pull some more cards while I'm doing that. Oh, you're definitely worrying unnecessarily. Yeah. You tend to get yourself into these like, and again, no judgment, I do it myself. I have Capricorn in my chart actually. It's not my main identifier, but like I have it in my chart. With the 5 of Swords, this is like, I feel like for you guys it's not so much of a situation with other people, although it may be for some of you, but generally in this reading it's like overthinking, getting yourself into negative mindsets, like I can't trust people, taking criticism on board way too harshly, being hypercritical of yourself. I feel like, sorry, my camera cut out. I feel like you're more critical of yourself than you are of anyone else. You know, that 5 of Swords is like getting yourself into this mindset of just like the self-defeating mindset and like this really prickly, overthinking kind of negative mindset. And I feel like it's like, you're like too Spartan with yourself. It's like you don't allow yourself pleasure. It's like, no, I'm not good enough, I have to set this, this, this and this target, and if I don't get it, then I'm just a loser, like I just can't do anything and I have to have it. So you're just worrying, like it's just like all this unnecessary worry. Sorry, I'm getting excited. It's like this unnecessary worry. And even like, look at the card, like see the little tree, like he looks worried, right? Like he looks really worried, and I feel like, because again I'm picking up like from this tree, it's like old soul, like, you know, your roots are very grounded, but because it's like, because you have so much knowledge and because you are so clever and because you can really see kind of what's going on in many situations, it makes you overthink and it makes you worry. But the thing is, you can't control other people's actions, you know, like in terms of this, like you can't control what other people say and do. All you can do is control your reaction to it, right? Because it doesn't matter, like who gives a shit what they say, right? Doesn't matter, because you know you're a good person. But I do feel like you just hold yourself to these like impossible standards, and then when you can't reach them, like you get really annoyed with yourself and you get really depressed and you think you're not good enough. And I also feel like maybe you kind of you get a bit overwhelmed because maybe you try and do too much. But they're saying it's unnecessary worry. You know, you cannot carry the weight of the entire world on your shoulders. It is not up to you to save the entire world. Okay, you can only do what you can do. Like, yes, you can be an activist, and yes, you can, like, you know, try and wake other people up, or like learn as much as you can, and like I said earlier, like improve yourself as much as you can. But at the end of the day, you're here to have fun and enjoy yourself too, you know. And I feel like once you do that, and also once you start kind of focusing on like strengthening your body and stuff, I feel like all this knowledge is just going to start flowing. I feel like you're just opening up, is what I feel like. All of you is just kind of opening up. Okay, I'm just going to take that one. So you have number 11. Again, this is kind of a watch your thoughts. Like a number 11 is kind of a watch your thoughts number. Okay, and you have the sun. Paint the sun back into your sky. So what, you know, with number 11, like watch what you're thinking. Like if you catch yourself thinking like negative thoughts, like change it, right? And it takes a bit of practice, but you can do it. You know, like when you catch yourself being like, oh, I'm such a loser, like you know, I didn't get up at the right time today, and I didn't even like get all my work done, like, oh, I'm such a loser, like you know, catch yourself and be like, no, you're not a machine. You know, you need time off, you need time to have fun. Like you can't just be a machine all the time, Capricorn. And also with paint the sun back into your sky, this card talks about, yeah, I'm just gonna grab the book quickly, because she says it much better than I will be able to. Don't build a home that will come crumbling down if a single person walks out the front door. When it comes down to it, we can't depend on other people to make us feel happy or fulfilled. The fact is that people are going to leave from time to time, and you're the only one who's guaranteed to stay. Take the time to find sources of joy outside your loved ones. You deserve happiness that lasts. So that could be about people, Capricorn, but I feel like it's actually just more about like find sources of joy, because I feel like you don't have enough joy in your life. I feel like, and I have this is one of my things too, like I'm a bit of a workaholic, and like, you know, I'm constantly like trying to improve myself, and like if I don't stick to the routine, I'm like, oh my god, it's such a failure. But they're saying like it's really important for you to find joy, like find, you know, instead of like working all the time, or like, you know, always trying to save the world, which is of course a wonderful thing to do. You cannot fill from an empty cup. You know, you have to have joy in your life. So I feel like it's more like that. Like find things that make you happy, you know, even if that is something like, I don't know, I don't know, watching like cartoons and, you know, eating some Doritos or something, right? Because of course you have to nourish your body, but also, you know, if you're in a place where you're like, damn, I really want to sit on the couch and watch Doritos today and eat Doritos today, like let yourself do it, you know what I mean? Or like find yourself a new hobby or something. What else for Capricorn? Let's get one more from this deck. Thank you. That has been coming out so much. Like, there's so many cards in this deck, and like that card just keeps coming out. Number 24, so number 6, Potion. Remember to practice self-love. Now, I think some of you might be workaholics. Or like you're super focused on, I don't know, maybe, like I said, like waking people up, or I don't know, studying or something like this. But this card talks about like making sure that you have time, making time for yourself. You're familiar with the concepts of self-love and self-care, but either you've never actively practiced them or there's something you've fallen behind on. Either way, you should get back on track. Keep yourself maintained in all ways, big or small. That can mean calling it quits to take a luxurious bath instead, or that can mean putting on a rosewater face mask and getting out your planner so you can sort out your life before it gets too out of control. I feel like this is not about the planner. I feel like this is, you know, maybe it's called, you know, stopping like focusing on being a better person and focusing on like yourself, like having a bath, for example, or like I was saying, like, you know, watching a bit of a crap movie, or like something that makes you happy. Like find things that make you happy and like incorporate them into your day more, because I think some of you are workaholics, and I think, or you're like, you know, save the worldaholics or something like this, or you're maybe just spend all your time doing things for other people or something like that. And I feel like it's almost like the more that you've done this, I feel like maybe part of that, it's almost like an excuse so you don't have to be around people. I feel like there's a link there. And also this talks about kind of, you know, keeping yourself maintained. So for some of you, like, it might be very important for you to focus on your body right now. Like maybe focus on like, I'm not saying like lose weight, like everybody's the perfect weight. Like everybody has their own perfect weight. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying like lose weight or whatever, but exercise makes you feel better, you know, and like taking care of your appearance like makes you feel better, you know, looking good, doing your hair or whatever, like it makes you feel good, right? And like maybe you've been too focused on your work or focused on like whatever mission it is, because I feel like you guys are very kind of mission work oriented. Like it's time to kind of stop beating yourself up so much for not achieving like this impossible list of goals that you've got, and like to take some time out for yourself. And not so that you can seduce someone, so that you feel good, you know? Because that's another thing, like taking time out to do that kind of stuff is actually very grounding, you know? Like taking time out to actually look at your body and kind of be like, okay, so like maybe, you know, I could do with like a little bit of toning up here, or like, you know, maybe my diet's very bad, like I could do with incorporating some more fruit or vegetables, or like, oh, my skin's not looking so great, maybe I should drink some water instead of tanking coffee all day because I'm too busy to do anything else, or too busy to give a shit about my health. Okay, what's this one? You have the Merkaba, and that's a number 33. You have movement, long distance travel, excitement. Isn't that a beautiful card? See how the woman behind the image at the front, see the green woman? She's like looking very powerful, right? She's kind of getting like power. She's getting like power from the universe. Yeah, there's definitely something here, like you've been ignoring your body. The more that you pay attention to your body, the more that you, excuse me Capricorn, let me just fix the, like the more that you allow yourself to be present within your body and notice your body, actually the more messages are going to come through to you. And I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, because you would think if you're kind of higher up, like the chakras, like if you're existing purely in like your third eye or your crown chakra, you would get more messages, right? But the thing is, if you're not grounded, and I feel like a lot of you are not, because if you're not in your body, then you're not going to be grounded. And it's particularly, the camera just went to 11:11. It's important for everyone to be grounded. But you know, when an earth sign is not grounded, you are literally running on nothing, because you get all your energy from the earth. And you tend to get your insights and stuff from, you know, coming up from the earth as well, because like if the root chakra is blocked, no energy is getting up from the earth. So you're completely disconnected to the earth. Like you may as well be a ghost. You know, you're not getting any energy like from the earth. You're not connected here, you're not grounded. And it's almost like a big circle, you know what I mean? So it's like if there's no energy to come in, like you're not going to have any energy, you know, and you actually need energy to get the messages from the universe. I hope that makes sense. And you have the Arcturians. Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe that came out, because this has come out under your deepest inner knowing. The Eight of Pentacles about like knowledge, you know, when you sit and read in the books. And you have the Arcturians, feeling safe, wisdom keepers. So you're actually the wisdom keepers, Capricorn. You have an awful lot of wisdom. I feel like you are generally very concerned for the planet. Yeah, wisdom keepers, feeling safe, concern, prudent, emotional intelligence, deep, quiet achiever, sensible, soul-searching, reserved, insightful, rational, conscientious. So I feel like you're almost like too conscientious at times. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like you don't tell people about your goals, but I feel like you have so many of these little goals that you're trying to do for yourself. And I feel like you're just driving yourself nuts. You definitely need to rest more. And you have a lot of wisdom. You may even be Arcturian, like you might have like a starseed connection there. Yeah, but you definitely need to recharge. Like the more that you let yourself, like I said, the more that you let yourself actually pay attention to your body and what it's asking for, because I feel like it's asking for sleep for one thing, or time off. I feel like it's asking for more physical activity. I feel like it's asking you to be more grounded and present in your body. Because like I was saying, right, so like if you're trying to get all this knowledge, right, actually a lot of the knowledge is stored in the root chakra. Like knowledge from past lives and things is stored in the root chakra. So like if that's blocked, it's actually going to be much harder for it to come through. And I feel like that's where a lot of your knowledge comes from. It comes from like previous incarnations, because you've been here before. You know what's up. You know? Alright. You have hope. You have the power to make that change, and then make it. And this has come out underneath the sun card. So like paint the sun back into your sky, like, you know, find hope, find joy again. Because I just feel like there's like you're not getting enough joy and enough fun in your life, Capricorn. It could also be about someone may have departed from your life, like someone may have left, and that may be what triggered this kind of lack of trust or whatever. But they're saying, like, and I know this is easy to say, right? But this is the message that I have to give you. So there's, you know, they're saying like build a life for yourself that you would be happy either way. You know, if there was someone in your life or someone out with your life. And I'm talking about, I'm not talking about if somebody's died, so that's different. I'm talking about like if somebody, maybe you were in a relationship with someone and they left, right? Or you had a group of friends and you don't talk to them anymore or something like that. Like you have to get yourself to a point where you're actually okay whether that person's in your life or not. And you have trust your intuition and care for yourself and others. So this has come out underneath the self-love card. So it's definitely time to show yourself, like, to care for yourself more, you know, to put yourself first, like, to stop working so hard, like, you know, stop focusing so much on the mission and being a better person and, like, getting to that place, and I don't know what it is, like, getting that job or making the money or, like, spreading the word or saving people or whatever it is. You're allowed to be happy and focus on yourself. I feel like a lot of you are maybe kind of, I don't know, burnt out. Some of you are maybe a bit burnt out. Okay, you have despondence here. So this is a third eye card, despondence, and I'm just going to grab the book for this one. You have all the answers you need within. This card may indicate an emotional tie that no longer serves you. Remember, how you relate to the issue is the issue. Obstacles are removed when you change your relationship to them. Iris teaches us that the only route out of stagnation is motion. If we do nothing, we must accept the consequences. So, yep, you have all the answers that you need within you, Capricorn. And I feel like you're about to start getting them. Do you know what I mean? I feel like these are about to all start coming through, like the blockages are being removed. Because you may have been feeling a little despondent as well, you know. Okay, what's this one? Oh my god, I cannot believe that came out. You have workaholic. Wow, that's amazing. So underneath like the potion card and the care for yourself card, you have workaholic. Okay, so some of you guys are a workaholic, right? There's like, whatever this is you're focused on, whether it's your job or whatever, you're too focused on it. And you have impasse here as well. So this is a sacral chakra card, which talks about tapping into the emotions, and it's come out with workaholic. So I feel like what I was saying earlier, right? This workaholic thing, it's almost a way of keeping people out. I think there's a connection there, because I don't know if this has always been a thing with you, that you've wanted to keep people out, or if it's a relatively recent thing, but you seem to have adopted this, like, I'm just gonna work. I'm just gonna work and work and work and work, and then I don't have to acknowledge the fact that I have blocked everyone out in my life. You know what I mean? I feel like this is almost like a way of keeping people out. And remember, like I was saying, that doesn't actually have to be work. That could be about like whatever this mission is that you've got going here. So I feel like there's been a little bit of depression here though. And listen, you guys may very well be prone to depression. And I'm not talking about like full-blown clinical depression, though some of you may be, you know, you may have that. I mean more like the, you know, feeling sad and feeling blue and feeling like you don't have a purpose, and just like you feel like you can't connect with people on some level. And part of that is because you're an old soul. You need to find other old souls to connect with, and then you will start to feel at home, because it's difficult for a new soul to connect with you on any real level like that, right? Because they don't have the depth, okay? So you're going, I don't give a fuck about this like small talk, it makes me feel dead inside. I need someone to talk to, right? So you need to find other old souls like yourself to talk to, because I feel like this is maybe part of the issue. Okay, what else for Capricorn, please? You have magic. You have a lot of wisdom. Yeah, it's definitely come from like your time. You don't just have wisdom about this planet though. You have wisdom and knowledge about everything. Like, you have been a being of consciousness in different universes. You have not just been a human, you have been different beings, you know, all over the universes, okay? And you're about to start tapping into that. I really think reading would help you. Like, there's lots of really esoteric books out there, like the Book of Ra is a good one to get your teeth into. For example, would, you know, or like Dolores Cannon, if you want to know about all this kind of like really out there stuff like that, because you have so much knowledge that you have brought through from your past lives. You have Be Still. Oh my god. Okay, so this is definitely, you need to rest. Also, you need to meditate. And I feel like exercise will help you meditate. Like, I feel like it will help clear your head. For some of you, I feel like that is your meditation. Because maybe when you try and meditate, you can't turn your mind off, right? But like when you're walking, it's almost like you can kind of outwalk your thoughts. Or like when you're exercising, like if you're anything like me, maybe you're so unfit, it takes every ounce of energy that you have just to stop yourself from like throwing up and collapsing. So it actually stops you from thinking, right? So I feel like for a lot of you, exercise in any form would be really helpful as a meditative technique for you, but you really need to rest and be still and meditate. And it's going to make you feel really empowered. Yeah, movement. I didn't even notice that before. Movement. You need to move your body as well. What else for Capricorn, please? Oh, you're getting two. Okay. I was only going to get one from this deck, but we'll take two. So you have Blossom and you have Detox. All right. So Detox here, yeah, you've definitely been purging. Like I said, for some of you, it could be a person or a situation that you've walked away from, but in general, I feel like this is a detox of the way that you're interacting with people. I feel like there's been some kind of like release recently where you're like, okay, bad things happened in the past, right? People were shits to me, people said mean things, maybe I got bullied in the past, but that is done. It is, and it's now time for me to be amongst people again. Like, it's time for me to start putting myself out there. It's time for me to get more joy in my life, to start trusting the humans again, right? I feel like you've been going through like a kind of personality or like spiritual detox, and you were getting rid of that part of yourself that felt the need to be defensive, right? And you have Blossom here. So the seeds, that's amazing, because you have the Seven of Pentacles here, seeds well planted. So you're worrying, I mean, if this is about your job or making money, or if it's about like waking humanity up, I have a bit of a spoiler alert for you in terms of like the planet waking up anyway. That's already going to happen, all right? It's already happening. Don't even worry about it. Keep doing what you're doing, but you don't have to make that the whole of your being, okay? Take some time to nourish your soul. If this is about your career or a relationship or something, I feel like more maybe about a career. I'm not really getting relationship vibes from this. Or it could just be about your life in general, okay? You've done the hard work already. The seeds have already been planted. You know, think of yourself like a butterfly, like emerging from the chrysalis, right? It's the caterpillar that has to do all the work. So you've been the caterpillar, you've done all the work. The seeds are planted. Now you just got to watch them grow and blossom, okay? So it's time now to start having more fun. It's time to start relaxing more, looking after your body, exercising, moving your body, nourishing your body, doing fun things. You know, getting a good balance, right? Like, you can have Doritos sometimes, you know, as long as you're not having them for breakfast, lunch and dinner, right? That was a hard lesson I had to learn. Okay, what else for Capricorn? Let's get one from this deck and then I'm going to close the reading. Anything for Capricorn from this deck, please? Thank you. Oh, that's beautiful. You have curiosity. See life through the curious eyes of a child and you will discover a never-ending source of happiness and excitement. See, you have been an old soul, so for you, nothing is new because you've done it all, right? That's just a fact, okay? But it's kind of time for you to understand that, like, even though you may have done it, it doesn't mean that it's not interesting, okay? Because you're going to do it again as a new being, because you haven't done it as the being that you are now, right? Because you have different circumstances, you're going to have, things are going to be different now, right? Curiosity keeps you alive, interested and interesting. The angels are inviting you to be curious about yourself. Start exploring who you are and you will grow personally and spiritually. Oh my god, be interested in people and you will discover an eternal source of fascination. Be curious about the wonderful universe in which you live, about the angels themselves and about their role in the divine plan. The radiance of your delight in life will illuminate you. Affirmation, I explore the wonder of life. So yeah, it's time to let yourself back out into the world. Find things that are like, that make you happy, you know, start trusting people and like being interested in people again. Stop using like the work to keep people out. Because you've already done the hard work, all right? This is the time now to enjoy your life. So I'm going to leave it there because I think that's everything. I hope it was a useful reading, Capricorn. I feel like there's something else I want to say. Hold on a second. Yeah. The more that you get curious about, the more that you get curious about like yourself and what makes you happy and what makes you joyous, the more you're going to grow personally and spiritually, and the more you're going to tap into this knowledge that's already there. So it's like if you're already on the spiritual journey and you're kind of getting frustrated, you feel like you're hitting a lot of blocks, like a lot of mental blocks, basically you're trying too hard. Like, start moving away from trying to master things so much and more into like doing things that make you happy, and that's going to lead to this knowledge. All right, so yes, I hope this was a useful reading, Capricorn. Many thanks for watching. If it was useful, you know, and it resonated and you enjoyed it, hopefully, and you feel like liking and subscribing for me, I'd appreciate that a lot. And many blessings, Capricorn. Love and light.